I was hot like that. There was a couple possessions in the beginning of the fourth where I wanted to see how really hot I was. And then after that, you kind of settle down and just get good possessions. We got that three, the relocation three I got in the corner was off a swing, drive and kick. The three Mo got, you know, even if it's not my assist, getting the ball moving is always great when I demand a lot of attention.
How aware are you of threes made in a game when you start getting close to that record at 12 and Clay's still sitting there at 14?
That was the first 2 threes of the fourth quarter. I definitely was thinking about Clay in Chicago. This is as close as I've been with the amount of time left. But then after that, reality check. We got to win the game, so you don't want to sabotage anything.
Steph, you made 8 of 8 free throws. It could have been 16 for 16. But I always say you're the most mentally tough player in the NBA because of the lack of a whistle, whatever you want to call it. But what's it like in a game like this where you're playing this well? It seems like there's a lot of contact happening. How do you just avoid being frustrated and continue to play like you do time and time again?
It's my reality. I've been in this situation for a long time. It's like a playoff game. Like, you have to adjust to what you know, how the game's being called. You can have a reaction, but you don't want to let it distract you from, you know, what the task is. So I think trying to stay as even keel as possible. That doesn't mean you're passive or giving into it. You're kind of fighting through it and not looking to get bailed out, even though, you know, you feel like it's not going your way.
We've talked a lot about Draymond and Jimmy Butler and their tandem defensively and things like that. How about you and Jimmy as a closer, with Jimmy 27 tonight, 12 of 12 from the line, having him as a tag team partner, knowing that 9 guys can't guard you all the time?
Well, that's, you know, why the trade makes so much sense for us and why, you know, the results have been there ever since. It's a great tandem in terms of, like you said, 2 different styles. And, you know, when we're locked in and have good spacing, he demands a lot of attention. He always makes the right play. Like you said, he can get to the line because he's such a presence. He knocks him down. And then, yes, sir. Come on, big time, baby. And, you know, even on the defensive end, the steal he had on Ja down the stretch was just high IQ basketball. Like, we love playing meaningful games. Coach said it before the game, this is a meaningful game. All the rest of them down the regular season are going to be like that. So for us to be able to step up the way we did, total team effort, but I like me and Jimmy leading it.
All right, we'll let you go with the most serious question. Is Kevon Looney not getting enough three-point looks?
It's 2025, you know. we gotta you know, stretch out the playbook, I guess, and set some pin-ins for Tune to get his threes up. I like where he's at right now.
Thanks, Steph. Thanks for stopping. 52, 10, and 8 for Stephen Curry in Memphis. Yeah, he didn't know he went 0 for 7 the last time he was here. He said that with a straight face.
Right.
So Curry brings out the crowd here in Memphis. The Warriors, they get the win. They own the tiebreaker, and it's off to L.A. to complete the...
Look in front of you. Right now, the Grizzlies are in front of you.
Glass half full?
Glass half full, baby.
I mean, the Warriors right now, you should be excited about the opportunity to both be playing your best basketball at this point in the season and also to have the ability to control your future, control your destiny. Because based on you winning or losing right now, that's what's going to determine where you place in the Western Conference. The Warriors really feel like they have a chance this season. So for them, trying to figure out how to play their best basketball, get their rotations right, stay healthy, these are all things that are mostly in their control. And it starts tonight against the Memphis Grizzlies.
Yeah, Dalton and Kareth mentioned last week, Steve Kerr saying that the biggest game this season was against the New Orleans Pelicans. I don't think he needs to make those speeches the rest of the season because each and every game, it's already built in. Tonight, the 5th seed is at hand here. They can take control of their own destiny. So the motivation is built in for the rest of the season. I said earlier, I think it's really good. You get these playoff-type games. The role players get to put in these situations that they're going to be put in the first round of the playoffs. Now, really, to me, just make sure you secure the 6th or 5th seed so you get that week off, build some momentum, get healthy, get rested, and get ready for that first round of the playoffs.
Standings are so volatile. You see here the Warriors, if they lose tonight and Minnesota beats Denver, the Warriors will drop to 8th. So he's
Built-in motivation.
Right there you go. As the Minnesota T-Wolves will take on the Denver Nuggets tonight at 7 p.m. But let's go ahead and keep it moving here. Look at the team stats and the ranks here as we match up both squads. And the Grizzlies have one of the more prolific offenses in the NBA. You see that second in the league in points per game. The Warriors at 113 a game, 10th in the league. But defensively, they slipped a little bit. But both benches score at a high level. Defensive ratings there in the top 10 for both squads. But the Grizzlies, their offensive numbers, look at them. 8th in field goal percentage, 12th in three-point percentage, 14th in free throw percentage. And now let's set up this matchup here. The SWOT, our SWOT analysis, as we look at our potential playoff series here between the Grizzlies and the Warriors. We look at strengths, weaknesses, opportunity, and threat. So let's start with the strength.
Wow, you got this down now.
You got the computer right in front of me, too. So that helps. There's a lot here. SWOT. No, we're not talking about a SWAT team.
Let's go.
We got the SWOT analysis here with Ja Morant, obviously the strength of the Memphis Grizzlies.
Well, Ja Morant, it all starts with him. He is the head of the snake. And what he does very well is he gets by defenses and gets to the rim. That's the reason why they're second in points per game in the NBA. So for the Warriors, it's trying to figure out how to contain him. It's not a one-man job. It is a team defense. You talk about Moses Moody maybe guarding him. That's a plan. But Draymond, Jimmy Butler, everybody has to be in the back protecting. There has to be rim presence, couldn't post when he comes in the game. That's something you got to protect against. But he's a guy that once he gets it going, it's really hard to shut off. So that first quarter is going to be really important for the Warriors.
Yeah, Ja's the franchise. He's much like Steph Curry is to the Warriors. He makes everything happen for that Memphis Grizzlies team. As Festus said, you have to build a wall in transition and maintain that wall. He's got to see bodies at all times. Bonte mentioned his incredible percentage inside the paint. So you want to ideally have him a mid-range to three-point shooter. And also you want to keep him off the free throw line because he shoots above 80%. Much easier said than done, but I think the Warriors have not only the skill and the athleticism to do it, they've got the experience. So that's going to be a major factor in this series. And the other thing to me, last night, I watched last night's game. They scored 2 more field goals in Boston, but they got outshot at the three-point line, 21-11. And the Celtics also made 8 more free throws. And the Celtics, they only shot 40% from the field and 33% from three. But they got up 62 threes. So the Memphis Grizzlies, they don't guard the three.
Nope.
And they shoot a good percentage, but they don't shoot a lot. So I think that's something the Warriors can take advantage of. So 2 things they've been really good at, knocking down threes and creating high-quality threes and then getting to the free throw line.
No doubt about that. All right, let's take a look at the Grizzlies' weakness, and that could be playoff experience. Although one may argue that, hey, they played the Warriors a few seasons ago, made it to the second round. The next season, they lost to the LA Lakers. So they have a little bit of experience, but they've had a lot of playoff disappointments.
Well, I think the players have experience. The problem is they just had fired their coach, who had a lot of experience also.
Right.
So now they got the new coach in tow now. I'm not quite sure who it is, but they have got a new coach trying to lead the way, hired with 9 games left. At the very least, a baffling decision, but I think another thing you could take advantage of. So I think the players have experience, Bonte. You mentioned they've had some tough losses, but sometimes that's what you need. But a coaching change this late in the season, I think, will have ramifications.
No doubt that season, they were a 2 seed, Fezzi against the Warriors. Warriors were the 3 seed in the Western Conference playoffs. The next season, the Grizzlies were a 2 as well, but they ran into the LA Lakers and got smoked in 6 games. But as Millie just mentioned, maybe the experience with the coaching staff may do them in this season.
Well, for the Memphis Grizzlies, really trying to salvage whatever is going on.